And here's what's going to happen, Tony. Real Americans are going to suffer from this. You have veterans benefits, food nutrition programs for women, infants, and children that are being stalled. You have health services that will not be provided. We have troops, TSA agents and Border Patrol agents now going to work without pay. There's real damage. FEMA services are being...
You know what's really funny about a Republican saying this? They've been doing that. Like every time you cut funding to any federal government initiative, you are doing that, okay? And not only were they doing that, they were doing that like for months. That was like the first 3 months of this admin. Stick it to the federal workers, suck my Doge. Let's bring the most autistic billionaire on the planet to come into the White House and be like, comedy is legal now. Guess what? Do you work for the National Weather Service? You are trans. You are getting fired. Ha ha. That's what these motherfuckers did for straight up the first like 4 or 5 months, dude. And now he's like, it's really devastating. It's really devastating for the TSA, which we recently made it so that it's illegal for them to strike. USA. Did your house get flooded? USA. Don't be woke.
USA.
And now he's like, it's devastating that the government is shut down, and therefore we can't pay these federal regulators that we want to fire anyway. Now, the reality is, of course, they can't fire them. They need them. Like, some needs to run. If billionaires want to continue living somewhere with all of their endless wealth, and that somewhere happens to be the United States of America, like, yeah, they need to keep intact. But they're so goddamn horny for super profits that they are just ripping apart everything. This is also Michael Penis caught on candid camera over here talking about how unwell Trump is, apparently.
The president is unhinged. He is unwell. What are you doing?
Folks on your side are too. I don't control.
Oh my God, please. That performance in front of the generals, that
I didn't see it.
is so dangerous. You know I serve on foreign affairs and appropriations. This is a collision of those two things. Our allies are looking elsewhere. Our enemies are laughing.
I just left
you
the
have a
speaker's
president
side.
who is, you have a president who is unwell.
Dude, what are we doing? He's bad on every part of the job. Like, there is not a single redeeming quality of Donald Trump. Like, he's funny, that's it. But I'm talking like as a part of the administrative apparatus, there is not a single redeeming factor for Donald Trump. He's bad on every single thing. He's silly. He's narcissistic. You got to respect how great of a businessman he is. I mean, yeah, he's just the American public.
Mr. Speaker, I'm curious about the implications of there not being a deal. The subsidies that support the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare, used by more than 20 million people. They've come to depend on them. If those subsidies go away, healthcare premiums will spike. Some people will choose not to go on insurance. Bernie Sanders is arguing some people are going to die as a result. Are Republicans trying to topple or effectively topple Obamacare without outright saying so?
No, this is an absolute...
Oh, really? No, you say. No, not at all. We just want to make sure that it is so costly because we cut the funding mechanism that it's basically impossible to stay on your healthcare coverage.
The Democrats have made a wild series of counter demands. What they're demanding is to spend $1.5 trillion additional dollars for a 7-week stopgap funding measure. We can't do that. They want to give healthcare paid for by taxpayers, hardworking Americans, to illegal aliens. We are not going to do that. They want to give $500 million back for left-leaning media organizations paid for by taxpayers.
What he's talking about is funding public broadcasting, dude. Like, so the kids can watch Sesame Street, by the way. That's what he's talking about. He's talking about PBS and NPR, dude. Yo, this country sucks so much dick. Oh, God. We are so mean and so ruthless to so many people. It's just evil maxing. I feel like that's all Republicans do. And I guess to a certain degree, Democrats do it too. But it's just like, it's so transparent when Republicans are in charge, where they're just like, we're gonna the poor. We're going to kill them. We're going to kill them dead. That's our job. That's our goal. That's why I was voted into office. Why do you think I'm the Speaker of the House? I looked at the situation and I said to myself, we can get more evil. Okay, we've done a lot of evil over there to the rest of the world. It's brought in tremendous bounty for some of the wealthiest benefactors that keep donating to my campaign. But I thought to myself, how can we kill the poor here in America. It's not enough that we kept them down all the way in the global south, as the lefties like to say. But I decided, you know what else is the global south? West Virginia. You know what else is the global south? Georgia, Arkansas, North Carolina. We are going to treat those states like they're also the global south. After all, I believe in the prosperity gospel, which means that if you're wealthy, that means you're heavenly. You've done the right things and you're a moral person. And the more wealthy you are, the more moral you are. And of course, I think you know, Tony, the less wealthy you are means the more immoral you are. So you probably deserve not being able to pay for your healthcare coverage. All I got to say is transgenders and undocumented migrants, and everybody will believe me. It's the paradox of Republicans trying to seem civil while acting uncivil. Yeah, but as long as it's done within the confines of the systems, then that kind of incivility or that kind of violence is not seen.
I hear you on that, and I did ask Senator Warren about some of those subjects in the last hour. I want to get you on the record on this AI sombrero video thing with Leader Jeffries. Everyone's talking about it. He says that the video and the images are racist and bigoted. You've got to work with this individual. Do you see his point of view here? Can you see how he might feel that way?
Hakeem is my friend. We have a great relationship of trust. He's a great colleague. I think he has to lighten up. When you show that you're upset, I get attacked in memes every single hour of every day. I don't react to it. That's what people are trying to get out of you as a reaction. The president was making a joke, okay, and so much has been made out of this. They're acting as if the issue of the day is a battle over memes on social media. The issue is to get services returned to American people, young mothers.
Okay, but like your president is the one doing that. Your president is the one doing that, actually. So shouldn't you be more mad at him for doing that if the situation is much more dire, much more serious? Like, what do you mean? Oh, I can't believe these guys are talking about the memes. Like, my president is just a memer. He's a memester. It's like, okay, he's the one doing the memes while 750,000 jobs are potentially threatened threatened to be furloughed. He's the one who also doubled down and said, we're going to fire them at will for funsies because I'm a petulant child. So he's not the one taking this seriously at all. The you mean? And look, for all of my criticisms of like Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer and them, they haven't even made that big of a deal. They should have never actually sat in the room when they saw those dumbass hats, or at least picked up the hat and chucked it at Donald Trump's face or something. But like, it's ridiculous that they sat in that room with those hats in display so that Donald Trump could make a mockery out of them and belittle them even further. They haven't made that big of a deal of Donald Trump doing these sorts of little childish things so far. I can't begin to describe the raw contempt and rage this snake oil preacher salesman fills me with. This kind of soft-spoken, polite, prim, and proper ass so common down here. You can never catch him in a weak public moment, or they're at clammy meetings on the weekends. I'll hate Mike Johnson and Scott Jennings more than anyone else in American politics. I mean, yeah, they are like that. They're very buttoned up, but they're ginormous pieces of shit, and they're huge liars. And on top of that, they know that Donald Trump is like bad optics. That's the other thing. Like, these guys would love to have a Jeb Bush. They just love all of the cuts that Donald Trump represents. They love all of the deregulation that Donald Trump is able to push for. They don't like the optics, and plenty of Republicans who are now never Trump Republicans were so pissed off and so frustrated with Donald Trump and the way he carried himself and the way that he like spat on this, massively important position in around the world, really, not even just like in America. You're the leader of the free world, right? Like, this is how you behave. This is how you carry yourself. All that is obviously, I mean, they hate that too. They hate it too. They just can't say anything about it.
We're dependent upon that nutrition assistance right now. Veterans who need their services. We have suicide prevention programs that are being halted right now. This is serious business.
It is
we should not be talking about sombreros on the internet. We should be talking about the American people's needs.
Okay, the president is doing that, man. The president is doing that. I think that's something you got to take up with the big guy, okay? You're too pussy to say anything. You're not wrong. That's not that consequential. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. I've given up. I've given up on looking at that and being like, what the is this? Like, what are we doing? I care more about the cuts to Medicaid that these guys push through.